about the bush, there's some fucking nutters out there. I've spoken to one person in Leicester. This is absolutely true, one person only. On my way to the gig this evening, a homeless fella stopped me and offered to sell me a brand new, and those were his exact words, pizza. What the fuck? Call me fussy. Ladies and gentlemen, when I'm on the market for a brand new pizza, I usually tend to cut out the middleman. Just go direct to Domino's or Pizza Hut. So it's nice, I'm swearing already, I'm sorry. My mum came to a gig last week and she said, you need to cut out the swearing. We've not raised you to swear, and she's right. My parents tried to bring me up properly. I can remember when I was a kid once, my dad let me stay up late to watch a documentary about the football manager, Barry Fry. Now, some of you will remember Barry Fry. He used quite colourful language. My dad didn't want me to see any of this language, and he used the worst censoring method I have ever seen. He had the remote control. Every time Barry Fry swore, my dad would mute the television. He'd unmute it, Barry Fry would swear again. He'd mute it. He'd unmute it, Barry Fry would swear again, he'd mute it. He basically ended up editing out everything except the swearing. He'd never have got a job on Radio 1, would he? No chance. They don't allow any swearing on Radio 1, none at all. The problem is, sometimes they take the swearing out of the songs on Radio 1. It completely changes the meaning of the song. I'm sure we'll have all heard this CeeLo Green song, Fuck You. I see you riding round town with a girl I love and I'm like, fuck you. It's quite an angry song in which CeeLo Green is pissed off about this guy driving around town with a girl that he loves. They've got a clean version now. The first time I heard it, they just edited out the swearing. The problem was, it made it sound like driving around town with the girl that CeeLo Green loves was the kind of crazy caper this guy got up to all the time. It was like, I see you driving round town with a girl I love and I'm like, you. Hey? Driving round town with a girl I love, you like. So, with that in mind, I'm going to kick things off this evening by just telling you about a few things that piss me off, and I'm going to start with this. At the moment, it seems every time I go to get money out of the cash machine, every time I go to the cash machine to take money out, the person that uses it before me takes 10 fucking minutes. Have you seen these people? What the fuck are they doing? I'm actually starting to think there's an extra feature on there that I just haven't seen. I don't know, Facebook? Football highlights? I'm actually starting to wonder if banks have developed a sense of humour and actually stuck a feature on their cash machines to piss off the person behind you in the queue. Maybe that's why these people keep checking over their shoulder. It's like, is there someone behind you? Yes. Do they look like they're in a hurry? Yes. Do you like the look of them? No? Then press here to play Sonic the Hedgehog. I was queuing up to use a cash machine the other day. This is the most ridiculous one I've had at a cash machine. I was queuing up to use a cash machine the other day in Islington in London. Some of you may know it. It's not particularly essential to the story. What you do need to know is this. I was second in a queue of about 6 or 7 people, I guess. One queue, 2 cash machines. What we were doing, we were waiting for the first available machine and using that. Pretty standard stuff. The same system I'm guessing they probably use in Leicester. This woman appears beside me, taps me on the shoulder and says, "Excuse me?" I said, "Yes." She said, "Are you all queuing for that machine on the left?" I said, "What?" "No, I don't think so. No, I think we're just waiting for the first available machine and using that." She said, "Well, I always queue for whichever machine I'm going to use." I said, well, we didn't fucking know you were coming, did we? We kind of had this whole unspoken arrangement whereby we'd just form one queue and wait for the first available machine. Clearly what we hadn't factored in was the unexpected arrival of a fucking idiot. Sizzling today. I don't like braggers. I'm just going to get this out of the way early as well. I don't like people that brag. Right. I don't think anyone really likes a bragger, particularly, but it's a real pet hate of mine. But I actually realised recently, there's something that annoys me more than people just bragging, and this is people trying to disguise the fact that they're bragging. Right? I'm sure we've all encountered this. You'll get these people, what they'll do, they'll try and trick you into thinking they're talking about something. In actual fact, the whole reason they'll be talking about it is just so that halfway through, they just slip a little bragging under the radar. I'm sure we've all experienced something like this. It'll be something like, bloody hell, had to get a new water filter today. Old one was broken. 25 quid for a new one from Boots. Bloody annoying. Could have really done with a drink of water as well. I'd just run 10 miles in just under an hour. Bloody thing was broken. It'll be something like I was in Asda again today. Oh, God. Asda, that shop, awful place, innit? I hate it. Terrible shop. I mean, they've got that stupid green uniform. The food's horrible. Problem is, it's the only place in town they sell extra large condoms, so I have to keep going down there. And the problem is this, a lot of the people that do this, they're very good at it, they're very skillful, they've obviously had a lot of practice, so when they leave the room, everyone else has been fooled by them. They just think it's been a normal conversation. I start slagging them off, I become the bad guy. Oh, bloody hell, I didn't go much on him. Bit of a big head, wasn't he? Everyone's like, oh, come on, Paul. What on earth is wrong with you? He's a nice enough bloke. All he talked about was water filters and Asda. What's wrong with that? I tell you, I met a bloke last week that did exactly that, and it pissed me off. Last Wednesday it was, quiz night at my local pub. I was just in there having a few drinks with an ex-girlfriend of mine. Glamour model, stunning. And this bloke... fucking doing it. So, it's good. There's some ridiculous adverts on the television, I'm sure. We can all agree with this, right? I've seen some ridiculous adverts recently. The other day, I'm sure some of you will have seen this. I saw an advert on television that said, nah, you don't need to be a pilot to fly in the RAF. Yes, you fucking do. They want to be careful with that shit. They're going to end up with a 5-mile queue around the block of the recruiting office with me in it. CV in hand, 2 GCSEs, a competent swimmer and a year working at Thorpe Park. I don't quite what they're looking for, do you? They tried to get me twice in the same ad break. The next advert said, come to Australia. It isn't as far away as you think it is. And I thought, I'm pretty fucking sure it is, mate. I think it's on the other side of the world. The weather's gone to shit out there again. If Australia wasn't as far away as I thought it was, I would have spent the whole day walking around in near zero temperatures. I'd have woken up, stuck some shorts on, and nipped round to Australia for the afternoon. I don't suppose for a single minute anyone's ever got off a plane in Australia after a 24-hour flight and said, blimey, and to think, I almost didn't come. I thought it was a lot further away. Nonsense, some of the adverts. You see, absolute nonsense. This is probably the most ridiculous one I've ever seen, though. Last year, I saw a poster this time, right? It said, don't forget Mother's Day. I'll let you know when the punchline comes up. Fucking strange sense of humour. Just before I move on, what's so funny about different knowledge show.
Someday, innit?
Now, I don't know whether you're laughing at what he said or his voice, ladies and gentlemen. Because what he said was good, the voice was fucking brilliant. I'm going in for a second bite. What's so funny about that, mate?
Did you forget that one?
You changed voices. The sequel was nowhere near as good, was it? I think we're all a bit disappointed with that, weren't we? Thank you very much for joining in though, mate. I did though, I saw this poster early last year. I could update it, I could say I saw it next week. People would go, fuck no. It's a lot more impressive, isn't it? This way it's taken me a year to come up with, but it's fucking funny. I'll just get on with it, shall I? You'll make your own minds up. I mean, he's pissing himself already. For those of you who didn't enjoy the setup, I will get to the punches. So I saw this poster early last year. He said, don't forget Mother's Day. Sunday, April the 3rd. Now all of you apart from this fucking weirdo over there are thinking, what's wrong with that? I'll tell you exactly what was wrong with it. It was in the window of Anne Summers. Fuck off! I want my mum a Mother's Day present from Anne Summers. This isn't Sweden. Quite as liberal over here, are we? Hey, mate. What the fuck happened there? So, this is very nice, by the way. It's a brilliant club. Just want to say that. Just throw it out there. It's not particularly funny. It's just quite heartfelt. I grew up in a small town. Now, I don't go back there very often because the problem with growing up in a small town is this. Everyone knows one another. And you'll go into town, let's just say, to do a bit of shopping on a Saturday afternoon. Quite often you'll bump into people you know. Sometimes you'll end up bumping into people you were really hoping you'd never see again. Right? So, for that reason, I don't go back there very often. I went back at Christmas, and this happened. I bumped into this guy. I would never have seen him again by choice, just to paint a bit of a picture so that we're all reading off the same page. I'll give you an idea of the sort of person we're dealing with here. I'm sure we all know someone a little bit like this. He's a fucking dickhead. But it was one of those sort of situations. I'd seen him coming down the high street. He was waving, calling my name. He'd seen me. I wasn't going to be able to duck into a shop and avoid him. I was stuck. Right? I was going to have to speak to him. Someone had told me he'd had a party on the previous Saturday, so I thought, well, bloody hell, I'm stuck here. I'm going to have to speak to him. It's fine. I know he's had a party at the weekend. We'll have a little chat about that. We'll both be on our way. So I said, hello, John. Nice to see you, mate. I hear you had a party at the weekend. How was that? Now, I have to stress at this point, this is without editing, 100%, genuinely what he replied. He went, yeah. Banging. Fucking wicked, Paul. Till some bloke broke in, started wanking in my flatmate's face. What? I don't know about you lot, but as far as I'm concerned, if I'm having a party, the minute someone breaks in and starts wanking in my flatmate's face, the whole party's been a total disaster. I don't care how much fun everyone was having up until that point. If someone had appeared with a remote control and paused him when he said wicked until, I don't think I would ever have guessed what he was going to say next. As far as I'm concerned, that little nugget of information's the headline of the story. You'd start with that bit, surely. We'll save that till the end. Imagine that as a question on the what happened next section of a quiz show. Okay. Question 5. John's party. was wicked. Until what? A, he ran out of booze. B, he had a complaint from the neighbours about the noise. Has someone been fucking around with these cards? Right, or was it C? Someone broke in and started wanking in his flatmate's back. Fucking ridiculous! You're going to ask someone how their date went the night before? It was lovely. Yeah, really nice. Little walk along the river. We had a few cocktails. We went for a lovely meal, actually. Yeah, fantastic. Mussels to start, steak for the main course. Oh, we're having a fantastic time. Till some bloke walked in, took a big shit on the table. You'd start with that bit, wouldn't you? You wouldn't say that till the end. You're bloody ridiculous. This has been troubling me about myself recently. I don't know if I'm alone with this. It never ceases to amaze me that hour of the day I will stay up till to watch a film just because it's on television, even though I've got it on DVD. What the fuck is that all about? Like it's better with adverts in it or something. I was once 2 hours late for work because I'd stayed up ironically to watch Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Oh, I tell you, it's nice to be back in England. I've just come back from doing some gigs in Scotland, actually. On the train back, I heard the following announcement. Good morning! This is the 11:30 train for Edinburgh to London King's Cross. This train is about to depart, so if you've no intention to travel, please leave the train now. You fucking what? Bloody hell are you doing on a train with no intention to travel? Here's my advice, if you've got no intention to travel, stay at home. And jumping on trains, you lunatic. It's the last place you want to end up with no intention to travel. Who are these people? Roaming the streets with their actions not corresponding with their intentions. Do you think this is a problem in Scotland? I started looking around the carriage to see if someone was getting up and going, how did it fucking believe this? Again! I've come out intending to get a newspaper, but I've ended up on the bloody train again! Ladies and gentlemen, you've been absolutely lovely. I'm Paul McCaffrey. Follow me on Twitter if you're on there. I've got about 13 followers. It's getting fucking embarrassing. You've been an absolute joy. You've got a brilliant couple of acts ahead of you. So enjoy the rest of your evening. I'm Paul McCaffrey. Farewell! Paul McCaffrey!